hello, everybody. Welcome to the first edition of Points to Ponder for 2023. Can you believe it's the new year, guys? I know I can't. Well, I'm excited today to have my nephew Jonathan as a guest on the show. And Jonathan and I are very passionate about our love of Jesus. And he had the idea that it might be fun for us to do some sharing with you guys through Points to Ponder, and he picked out a passage for us today. Jonathan, which passage did you pick out?
I picked out Philippians 1, and the book of Philippians is actually really well known as the book of joy, epistle of joy, really. And what we're going to go through is first verses of verses 3 through 5. And the reason I picked these three verses, Jo Heather, is because they really elaborate on Paul's joy, the joy that fills in his heart.
Yes, I am excited about digging into this. So if you need to, you can pause, grab your Bible, grab your phone, and pull up Philippians chapter 1. We're going to look, as Jonathan said, at verses 3 through 5 today. And we'll be coming back to you in the coming weeks with a few more episodes on joy. So definitely, I'm passionate about joy and choosing joy, and Paul's going to give us a few tidbits about that for us today. You want to kick us off?
Yes. So on verse 3 it says, I thank my God in all remembrance of you, always in prayer of mine for you, all making my prayer with joy, because of your partnership in the gospel from the first day until now. So what we see in this verse is just pure joy in Paul's heart. He is writing to Philippians in prison at this point in his life, of all places to be joyful. And he just writes to them, I thank God for your partnership in the gospel.
Yes, it is amazing to try to picture ourselves. Probably most of you that are watching are not coming to us from prison. Some of you might have found us from there, just trying to imagine being in that place. And, I always talk about we have to choose joy. It isn't something that happens to us. Some people confuse happiness and joy, and they think, it just happens. But actually, joy is a choice. And we see Paul choosing that. And one of the keys that I see in this verse where he's saying, I thank God every time I remember you, is he's using thankfulness as a key to unlock joy. And so you might want to make a note of that. And we see the second key is prayer. He is praying, always praying with joy for the Philippi, for the people. He has a special relationship with them. So it's neat to kind of slow down in the Word and see some of these keys.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. What did this passage really speak to your heart, Jonathan, as you were studying?
Oh, one thing it definitely did was it just opened my eyes out to, the joy that we could miss out. Mm-hmm. I know for 2022, there's a lot of people who may have not enjoyed this year. Personally, me, I actually did enjoy the start of this year. It was amazing for me. In the middle of the year was definitely good. Mm-hmm. And I just thought to myself, there's a lot of people out there in the world who are not getting this joy. They're in a dark period of their time where they're not going through this. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like the moment I opened this book up, studying this, it just hit me right in the face, the joy that we can have in our lives, because we can see even our friends around us, our family members who have a great partnership in the gospel. I have a friend who has an amazing partnership with Christ. Yes. And, just seeing him and being around him fills my heart every day.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So that sounds like another thing for you guys to think about is, do you have someone in your life who helps prick that joy, who helps bring that into your life? Somebody like Jonathan's friend, like Jonathan is to me. He always brings me joy when we sit and we talk about the Word and we kind of share our lives together. And so I also want to share with you, over the holidays, and I know we're coming to you in January, I got this book by Timothy Keller called Hidden Christmas. But it has a neat comment in here about joy that I wanted to share with you today. It says, we need light for joy. God is the source of all beauty and joy. All joy is found in God. And so I think that's when, I'm always telling you guys to look for God's fingerprints in your life. Look for the little things. If you're in a dark place, just like Jonathan mentioned, a lot of people over the last few years have kind of gone into a dark place and they're having a hard time coming out. It might be the tiniest thing that you were able to get yourself out of bed this morning. Maybe that tiny little thing that you could just swing your legs over the side of the bed. you can mark that as joy in the Lord. So thanks for joining Jonathan and I this week. We're going to come back to you with some more from Philippians chapter 1, and we will plan to see you next Tuesday.